I don't hear you, folks. Hey, it's the third season, folks. The Broncos are ready to make a run. We have a special Jack Leva, the man on the sideline, on how many times Jack says, hey, hey.
All right. Is he drinking beer yet?
He's.
So, Mike Collins, the new head coach at Neville, obviously. They got beat in the district championship against Ash down in Alexandria. But nevertheless, Neville's had a tremendous year. They knocked off the #1 team in the state, Ruston, and ran the table the rest of the pace to make a little run this year as well.
Coach, I watched some of that.
Pace to make a little run this year as well.
Coach, I watched some of that. Woo, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
I'm glad they're select.
Yeah. They're obviously loaded up with talent this year and having a heck of a season. Finished 10-0. Having a heck of a season. Finished 10-0.
All right. This 17 seed. All right. This 17 seed.
Yeah. Those are always difficult games. Yeah. Those are always difficult games to call. Obviously, me and Barb on film a lot. I think Covington's had a pretty. Decent little season, and it's a decent little season, and it's an omen. It's an omen. It's an omen.
Tigers versus Chalmette, 9 versus Chalmette, 9 versus 24. 24.
I know Chalmette's defense really good.
The Tigers, we got the Hahnville Tigers versus HL Bourgeois. That's good. Versus HL Bourgeois. That's good. Not much traveling on that one.
No.
All right. Mandeville, the Skippers versus the Thibodeau Tigers.
Thibodeau fired their coach a couple weeks ago. Thibodeau fired their coach a couple weeks ago. So that they're operating. So that they're operating within the interim. He's out. But I think Mandeville still have enough. in the tank to get.
So, the number 5 Mandeville Skippers over Thibodeau. Here's an intriguing one.
If you had asked me this question before last Friday night, I absolutely would have gone Ruston last week. But it was a 36-0 win for Ruston against Western. I don't know.
This one's kind of interesting. West Washita is the 13th seed.
The fighting Brett Beards traveling up to play West
For Denham Springs. I looked at West Washita, who they've played. I didn't recognize. Recognize anybody except for I think they maybe played Neville.
I'm going to go with the Jackets. The upset. Traveling upset. The Jackets.
Those Ruston Bearcats.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
We got to take a little break from the action. Mr. Frankie Aguilar is back there in the back of the building. That's we've got Point Compete royalty in the house tonight. That's right. the man that gave me my first head coaching position right there, ladies. Thank you for everything, my man. We appreciate it. All right.
This week, tell me about last week. You said they played West Monroe and pretty much put it on.
They did, big time. Yeah.
All right.
I think that I'm wondering if that the full force ready to roll after a couple district losses there. They lost to Ash and Neville. But it's Ruston. They're the defending champions. They are the champions until someone knocks them off.
All right. I'm not even going to ask you to pick.
The old, the other district, the other 5A district, they've played each other. And Walker beat them by 2 scores, right, a couple weeks ago. Interesting, I'm going to go with the Griffins. I'm going to go with Dutchtown in that game.
Tell me this, was the stud running back there?
First round game.
All right, the next game, Southside, the 6th seed versus Live Oak.
Game. Obviously, Jess Curtis, the new head coach at Southside. I have not.
Have you heard about Live Oak's kicker?
I have not.
One of the top kickers in the country, being looked at as the only game that matters. We beat Denham.
Right.
All right, Northwood, Shreveport, and South Washington. Destrehan is the 10 seed. Washington.
The quarterback, interesting. I don't know. I think you got to give Destrehan the edge with where the game is. Middle of the season where they lost a few games, but that was without the running back and the quarterback and the I think the safety that's committed.
Less game.
The
Where you're going, isn't it?
Right. Wow. Well, I'm interested to know there because it is beautiful. Down the bayou over there. I'm going to go with the Gators. I am going to go with the Gators. I'm going to go with the Gators.
Teams from Shreveport this year, a little bit different than usual. What's your observation on that?
They're the 2 seed. Who are they playing? Oh, they have a bye.
They got a bye.
All right. So they're going to hope. Wait a second. I just picked it this year yet. All I know is I've read the scores, and those guys are scoring a ton right up there.
All right, Coach Brew, I've had several people that have come up to me and said, you hide this, you hide that. What?
Anytime that you get a transfer student in from another school, that student off of what's called their master list. So like right now, Zachary has a master list of transfers out. You take them off that master list, which makes them available to go to another school if they're transferring somewhere else. Student's birth date and his social security number onto the LHSA website. That person's name, and I would list that student as a transfer. Once I do that, there's another concurrence form. And that concurrence form, I look at the concurrence form and it asks me, okay, I click send, and the computer sends that form back to the sending school. Your school? Yes. Has this student played any sports at your school? Yes. And then a drop-down box pops up and you click whatever sport guidelines.
Do you believe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes or no. And then it's the school who sends it off. All right. So what I read this week on the master list for Liberty, yet played an entire season of football at U, eligible for all of their games. And that's why the LHSAA did what they did. Okay. At that point, U-High can appeal on the committee, and they have to come together and hear the appeal. The executive committee came in, they heard the appeal, and so at that point, U-High plays their last game with an O. Apparently, U-High secured legal team and filed litigation to argue their case. So a federal judge would in the playoffs, will give them all their wins back to put them in the playoffs as the number 2. They're not playing a game, and the court date should happen next week. It's the 18th. So if they go to court on the...
Okay, so it had some ramifications throughout the playoffs.
That's why when people were looking at our power ranking as a number 10 seed, those took wins away from Catholic and Woodlawn, which then sent us back being affected. Yep. The biggest thing is, as you think about a team like Peabody would have been in as a 24 if U High had remained out of the playoffs. So the effect that had across the state of Louisiana was far-reaching, with PowerPoints and the way that they went.
All right, so Bronco versus Bronco. Zachary High School sideline reporter, Jack Leva. Jack, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
We wonder sometimes at halftime if he's going to be able to go talk to Coach Brew, because Coach Brew gets those looks. And Jack,
Denham Springs, years ago, we were in the same district. We right before the half, we're kind of about a 2-touchdown lead or whatever. It was like time ran out to kick the extra point. He walks down there. I said, I was back and I said, "Are you okay?" And he's, "Yeah," and he had a water bottle in his hand. "Okay, Coach, I know you'll make the adjustments. Good luck the second half." But let me tell you, some of his, Coach Brew, can I ask you a question? Game speeches, is that something that's thought out all week, or when you go in that locker room?
he's like a preacher doing a sermon. You got to know it.
Because I mean, he gets me ready to run down on the kickoff team at 60 years old. Keep moving.
All right, Covington Bar.
Covington. I'm gonna take the Lions there.
All right, any reason why?
Hell, there we What's their seed? What's upset? Chalmette.
Oh, Jack
End
calling
of
for
the
the
world.
upset. All right, All right, so he goes with the favorite, the Skippers of Mandeville versus them Thibodeau.
Let's go with Thibodeau.
All right, I'm gonna circle that. I got 3 brothers that graduated from Thibodeau. Parkway versus the Rebels of West Monroe, Jack.
West Monroe, goodness gracious.
Now, you have more upset picks than high seeds. I like it.
Let's do it.
He's stepping out.
It's playoff time. That's West Washington. West Washington.
There you go, Jack. I knew I could get you.
They got a
going.
good record, don't they? What
You're taking the Zachary Broncos over the Sam Houston Broncos?
all day long. Dutchtown.
Okay. Going with the Griffins. Any reason in particular you like Dutchtown in that game, Jack?
Oh,
Man. All right, Southside Live Vote. You gonna pick another Livingston Parish upset there, Jack?
Southside.
All right, so he goes. Salmon and Northwood Shreveport. Northwood Shreveport's the 7 seed. Salmon, Washington.
Washington. That's the Fighting Fudges, huh?
The Fighting Fudges.
Fudges, huh? Let's go with the Fighting Fudges.
All right, so he goes with Santa. Jack, anything else you want to say?
I'm good to go, man. Go.
Drawing.
Yeah, that was fun.
Other Broncos of Sam Houston. Other Broncos of Sam Houston. So obviously Sam Houston from the Lake Charles area. They play in that Lake Charles area. They play in that Lake Charles / close to Lafayette district over there. They score a lot of points. A quarterback is the running back's over 1,000 yards rushing. They do some really yards rushing. They do some really good things on offense. So they do a good things on offense. So they do a good job. I'm anxious to see. Our guys, responding. Responding. Our guys are actually excited about it. Sometimes we've been lucky to have the success we have. We've been lucky to have the success we have had over the years. We actually came in on Sunday evening. Which is what we do in the playoffs. Normally.
Defense.
Yeah. Normally.
Defense.
Yeah. Multiple play a couple different fronts up there. One fronts up there. Ones that do that. I think that they're going to put you in some positions to go in the playoffs. So in years past, we've had in the playoffs. So we've had a little trouble filling the old corral in week 1. Certainly don't want that to be the case this week. Certainly would love to see everybody come out and watch our guys play in a first-round playoff game.
Coach Brew, I don't know if you know this or not, but we used to play Sam Houston back in the day.
Really? Did not know that.
Will you indulge me with a story?
What's that? I would love to. I would love to hear it.
So when I was a senior in high school 100 years ago,
Right.
they scheduled Sam Houston for homecoming. And they were good. They were a playoff team.
Right.
And right before the half, you'll appreciate this as an offensive lineman. I'm playing nose guard. I look at the guard. He's light on his hand. They're passing.
Yeah.
Get that swim move on the center, Coach Brew. Fullback comes up, knocks me out. Out. So they get me ready in the second half. Go back out. Fourth quarter. I look at the guard. He's light on his hand. I swim that center. Fullback hits me again. I didn't come back out on the field again after that.
Spent the rest of the night in concussion protocol.
There's a lot different back then, Coach Brew. But Sam Houston would hit you then, and they'll hit you now from what I hear. They will come after you, and they will hit you.
Very, very physical football team.
So what do we have to do this week against Sam Houston? You mentioned that they're multiple on offense. They like to push you on defense. Are we going to count on special teams as well?
Well, I think we're in a situation where our offensive line is playing really, really well right now. Our running game is really good, and I think that you're starting to see Caleb settle back in and throw the ball really well. So offensively, kind of found a rhythm last week, and certainly would like to see that continue this week. Defensively, we're going to have to account for that quarterback. You know, he pulls the ball a lot on the zone read and makes some plays, but he also throws it well when they run their RPO stuff, and that's something that. You know, when you've got motion and you're faking a jet sweep and then you're faking an inside zone and then throwing it after that, that's three different things going on quickly. There's a lot going on at the beginning of a play. So we've got to play assignment football there and make sure that all those things are accounted for.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, our Farm Bureau Player of the Week, DeVecchio Ruffin. Go ahead, Coach Brew. Tell us about DeVecchio Ruffin.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to these numbers now. 304 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. I mean, are you kidding me? I've seen some different numbers, but I finally got the final stats today on it. 304 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. I'm in the process right now. Of trying to get my hands on the all-time rushing stats of Zachary. They're not easily found, so I'm trying to figure out. It could be a record, and I want to know if it is. That young man deserves that. So,
I think it is.
Certainly excited about y'all having a chance to listen to him talk when he comes up here in just a second. That Farm Bureau Player of the Week, DeVecchio Ruffin, will be up next.
All right, we'll take a break. back with your Farm Bureau Player of the Week, DeVecchio Ruffin. All right, folks, before we get started, I've been calling Zachary football for 20 years. I've never seen anybody run for 300 yards. I know we got a lot of alum that watch this. If somebody knows of a running back that ran for over 300 yards, please let Coach Brew know. Because like I said, he's looking for the record. I don't think Carl or Victor Jones did it. I mean, DeVecchio, that was a big night you had Friday night. How'd it feel?
It felt kind of actually good because it was. Oh, appreciate it.
Get it tight, DeVecchio. Get it tight.
It felt good. Night wasn't so good, but those yards were me running through the holes. You know, it was actually paying off, and all the hard work and practice and stuff. It felt relieving to get all those touchdowns and all those yards.
All right, DeVecchio, this isn't your first time being the Player of the Week, so you know the drill. Is there anybody special in the audience that you would like to recognize?
I would like to recognize my mother, Harriet James. And I like to recognize some of my old linemen, in particular Clifton Webb, Braden White, and Ian Boyd.
Anybody else?
I would like to recognize Coach Cleve, even though he's not here. But yeah, Coach Cleve, you know, always telling me fix my steps and stuff at practice, and always do the right thing and be on top of everything for the game.
So DeVecchio, you're getting more touches. You like that?
Yes, sir, I do.
You're not tired, are you?
Yeah, I get tired. After big runs, I'll be ready to call it. But you know, when you're on the field, you gotta keep pushing through it.
Are you on the extra point team?
No, sir.
Well, there you go. Get in the end zone, you're off the field.
Yeah, but long drives, it's tiring.
All right, so the offensive line, they put together some pretty big holes for you last week. Was there any play in particular that y'all came back to and you're like, we can get 5 or 50 at any time?
Yes, it was a run play we run. It was a run play up the middle. We think we ran it a lot actually. I bust one of them for a touchdown, and I bust another one for a touchdown. It was.
You busted 6 for touchdowns, DeVecchio. We kind of established
in
that.
particular, the first one, it was like, okay, so the first touchdown I ran, it was that same play that we ran that I bust another one for a touchdown.
Do you have a favorite play that you guys run? What about sprint draw? You like sprint draw?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do like that.
Why you like it? Because the D-line's already running past you?
Yes, and I can get past them because, like, you know, they're big and it's hard to get through those holes. They get on me, I can't go anywhere.
All right, pass protection. You like doing pass protection?
Picking up linebackers wise?
Yeah.
Not really, no. But you know, you do what you got to do to be in the game. You got to do the pass protection with the line, communicate, make sure everybody's on point, and make sure we can take the quarterback.
All right, so DeVecchio, this Friday, Broncos versus Broncos. How you gonna get people to come to the game? What you got for them this week?
Me, I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna put on a good performance. Maybe I say 2 touchdowns, maybe in probably over 100 yards.
All right, but hey, if we need 200, you'll give us 200, huh?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, Farm Bureau Player of the Week, DeVecchio Ruffin. All right, we are back with Ask Coach Brew. Marilyn, who is over there with DeVecchio's family, she wants to know who your favorite running back is, Coach Brew.
Love me some Beck now. Love some Beck.
Okay, Coach Brew, along those lines, Brett, age 45, wants to know, who is the best sideline reporter in the state of Louisiana? And why? In typical hitman form, and why is it Jack Leva?
Right. Well, first of all, sideline reporters are a lot more fun if they are associated with the program, right? So he sees us week in and week out, and so he gets into it, and I think that's pretty cool. Something I'll tell you about Jack, just a minute ago, I don't think anybody else heard this, but he finished up and I said, hey man, I shook his hand, I said, great job. He said, well, you know, Coach, up there, I felt like I was Kirk Herbstreit talking, but I probably sounded like Lee Corso. And I said, hey baby, they don't know the difference, don't worry about it, man, you did a great job. By the way, DeVecchio Ruffin just left up here, right? What a fun kid to listen to you interview. And,
Oh, yeah.
but I was thinking about watching him. There's a piece of film that I saw today. I was watching the LHSA replay of that. There's a piece of film of our sideline, like in between drives, where the TVs are set up, and there's our offensive line sitting in a semicircle, and DeVecchio's sitting right in the middle of them, and they're going over whatever just happened on the play before that. And you know, as a head coach, you know, I'm always where I am, and so I'm, you know, caught up in the game and all those kinds of things. And those are things that I miss about being a position coach back in the day. You know, is being with my guys on the sideline, I'm making adjustments and everything, but watching our O-line sit there with their running back after another successful drive, and they're dapping each other up and they're talking about different things that they want to change for the next drive and everything. It's really special. You know, it's really special, and so that's what I talk these guys about all the time is making sure you're enjoying all these moments, because they're going to be gone soon, you know. And I've been watching DeVecchio run the football on that field since he was a little tot, you know, and he was incredible back then, and he's incredible now. And I don't want to hurry up and get through these moments. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy these moments. He and I shared a moment at the end of the game the other night after he had scored his 6th touchdown. And I said, look, I know the game's not going the way we wanted it to go, but I certainly appreciate his effort and what he was able to do. And so awesome kid, and DeVecchio, very, very proud of you, man. Very proud of you.
All right, Coach Brew, I like this question. What's your favorite position group to watch during practice? I know you got to watch them all.
Yeah.
But is there one you like in particular?
Yeah. You know, I find myself, just because I wasn't a defensive guy, I wasn't a defensive coach, I do find myself watching those units and what they're teaching and what they're going through. Of course, my eyes are always going to drift to the offensive line. You know, I mean, it's one of those positions where there's no other position on the field where all 5 of them have to be playing together in order to have a successful play. And so I do tend to watch those guys a lot. I was never a skilled player, so I also enjoy watching those skill guys run around and catch balls. I mean, that's really, really impressive to watch. So I know that was kind of a bad generic answer that I just gave, but if you had to put my thumb down on it, probably the O-line is what I enjoy watching them guys.
Well, and the other thing is the 5 of them will never run out of your line of sight.
Right? Nice.
Go ahead and get that
nice.
one in.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Brew, this is actually, I love this. We're in the playoffs. Talk about preparation in the playoffs. I know y'all turn it up a notch.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, on Sunday at 4 o'clock, we had a team meeting And, you know, what we have just been through the previous 2 weeks, I was interested to see how our guys would be. And I walked in the meeting, and I was walking down the hallway, and they were already in the room, and it was loud, and, you know, they're talking, laughing, whatever. And I walked in, I shut the door behind me, and I walked to the podium, and it just got dead silent, right? And you could tell, no matter who the kid was, no matter what position he played, no matter where he was on the depth chart, you could feel a difference in that room, right? And I'm gonna tell you, there's something to be said for that, because that doesn't happen in all places. And our guys have been passed down the tradition from the guys in front of them, what time it is now, right? It doesn't matter what's taken place the previous 10 weeks. Every single team on that bracket is 0-0 now. Every team on that bracket has one goal in mind, and that's not going to change year in and year out for us, I can promise you. Our guys are looking to be 1-0 at the end of this week and get another chance. That's all they want, another chance to go play together another week. So I love week 11. I love what it signifies. I love the way our teams over the years have shifted gears into week 11. And I'm very thankful for the first team that we ever had here in Zachary in 2014, my first season. I was very thankful for that senior group that bought into everything we were selling and bought into the mindset of, when you get into the postseason, the intensity level has to go up, the focus level has to go up, and it's all about winning that week and put everything you have into that week and then try and do it again the next week. And that certainly has passed down from team to team to team, and I think this is the next one that's going to show you that.
All right, we're going to shift gears a little bit, Coach. Question is, what academic support systems are in place for student athletes in Zachary? What are you doing to the full student, full athlete?
Academic support?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so we're very lucky to have Coach Julie Fink on our campus. She's up in the athletic department, and she pulls grades on every one of our athletes every week. So just speaking from football, she prints out a list for me every Tuesday morning that identifies anybody that's having trouble in any class. And then we have a mandatory tutoring session on Thursday after school. So we practice at 6 a.m. on Thursday morning. And then the guys that need help in those classes, we have tutoring set up on Thursday afternoon for an hour after school that's mandatory for those guys. And we have different teachers that come in there and help with instruction. And we also have the things printed out of assignments that they may be missing, so they have an opportunity to complete those assignments and turn them in. So, you know, with the way things are going right now academically and college scholarships and all those things that go together, we got to make sure that our guys are lined up academically as much as we possibly can.
All right, Coach Brew, last question. I love this question. I think it's a great one for you to close us out with. Why do you like being a coach?
Right.
Set you up for this week, huh?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question. I think being a coach is a calling. I think it's something that's really, really important, especially in this day and age that we live in. And unfortunately, the number of people that are getting into the coaching profession is diminishing every year. The number of people that are getting into education is diminishing every year, and that's for a multitude of reasons. But I'll tell you, being a coach, there is something about forming deep relationship with a kid, teaching them to do something, and then watching them do it. And the look on their face when they have that kind of success is very, very fulfilling. I had an older coach tell me one time two things. One thing they told me was, you're in the business of making high school kids do something they don't want to do to achieve the things that they really want, right? And that's a good point. The second thing he taught me was, the good coaches can figure out ways to get their kids to perform X's and O's wise on a high level. But the great coaches are the ones that can do that and know that kid's personal story and be a personal impact on their life and somebody that they can look up to as a mentor. So that's something that I've always thought about in the coaching profession. I was very, very lucky to play and coach under some great men that had a profound impact on my life. On Saturday mornings when we're up there working and I'm watching the junior Broncos, whether it's the Legends or Elite, and I'm watching what's going on out there on the field, and I'm watching all these volunteer dads that are out there that are not only helping with their kids, but giving time to other people's kids as well. Those are special people, right? And I can tell you the names of my 2 3rd and 4th grade coaches, Charlie Coughlin and Steve Tessier, are still 2 of the greatest men that I feel ever came into my life that taught me this great game. But they were great men too, and they had a profound impact on my life. And therefore, I think that's why God put me in this position, is to try and have an impact on young people's lives. And I take a great responsibility with that, and I love it. And that's why I've chosen to dedicate my life to that.
All right, Broncos versus Broncos.
Broncos and the Broncos. Put your money on the Broncos. The Broncos will win this week, one way or the other, right? One way or the other, the Broncos will come out victorious. We don't play Sam Houston traditionally, except for when they were knocking out Brady back in the day. But I'm excited about that. We've played out of that district since I've been here. We've played Sulphur multiple times. We played Barb last year. So we played a bunch of people out of that district, but Sam Houston wasn't one of them. So I'm excited about getting to play somebody new. I like those opportunities. Like I said, first round playoff game is really, really important. These boys need the fan support. We're entering week 11. We gotta pack that corral. Senior night had to get moved back to this week because of the inclement weather a week ago. So we're honoring, I think, 90-something seniors, whether it's band and cheer and bells and swim and cross country and football and training staff and everybody. So this is going to be an awesome night. The weather is supposed to be incredible. Supposed to be low 70s at kickoff, not a cloud in the sky. Let's pack the corral this week. Let's welcome these people from the West. Let us show them what it's like to come play in the corral, and let's get after it. Go Broncos.